Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Monday again. It's Monday again. Thank you for waking up with me this morning. I hope you had an amazing weekend. I did. I had a very good weekend. And here we are again for a powerful week. That's what I'm declaring today, that it's going to be a powerful and productive week, and that I'm going to get much accomplished moving towards my goals. So, whatever your declaration is this morning, make your declaration for your week so that you can move forward and at the end of the week, look at all that you've accomplished. So, take it day by day, set your goals, set your intention, and move forward this week. So, it's good to be with you, as I said, for it's Monday again. We are we have only one more Monday in October, and we will be into the 11th month of the year. The year has flown by, for me anyway. So I hope that you can look back over the year and see some things that have gone well and that you've accomplished this year. And if not, hey, it's never too late to start now. Sometimes we feel like, oh, well, it didn't work out and I didn't get this done or get that done, but you have time. Start now. Start now. Don't just give up on it because it hasn't worked out yet. So, this morning on It's Monday again, we are going to be having a conversation that, we talk about fear a lot, right? There's a lot of people that talk about how to deal with it, the things you need to do, or whatever. So I just want to share, a perspective, a story about how I've dealt with it. And sometimes, we kind of sit in it longer than we should. And so, I did. I sat in it longer than I should. So today we're going to be talking about, but I'm scared. Oh, I didn't have the, but I'm scared. I need to put the D on the word there. And, that's sometimes an excuse. You're scared. Well, we all get scared. We all get scared of something. And we know that, some fear is necessary and good, keeps us safe, keeps us alert. But but I'm scared sometimes makes us stagnant. It paralyzes us. It keeps us from moving to where we should or need to be. And I don't like to use the word should, but where we need to be. And so I wanted to just share an example with you now. This is just one example. We all have many examples, but I remember I remember having prayer time, right? I was praying, and I remember being instructed to make a move. And in my prayer time, I was instructed to make this move. And in my flesh, I did not want to make this move. I had all the reasons in my head why I was fine. I was fine where I was. I didn't need to move. Hey, it was fine. And it was probably, I remember that was in July, and by November I was absolutely miserable where I was because I was not being obedient because I needed to make this move. And so finally, I knew that I couldn't sit in that any longer. And so I went and I had a conversation with the person that I needed to talk with to let them know that I was making this move. And to my surprise, I got a very encouraging response, a very encouraging response. And so it was just confirmation that I was supposed to make this move. Um, And then when I left that meeting, I sobbed. I sobbed because I didn't know what was next. I knew I had been obedient finally to do what I was instructed to do by the Lord, but I was still afraid because I had no idea what was next. But once I did that and I transitioned to the place where I was supposed to be, it was like a breath of fresh air, and it was this huge blessing came out of it. There was a huge blessing that came out of it. Actually, that blessing was my husband. And so um it was just, a reminder that when you are called to make that move, when you are being instructed to make that move, um that there's some obedience that's required in that, right? But when you do that, unexpected blessings come out of that. And so the fear that holds us back from doing things that we know in our heart we are supposed to be doing, the fear that holds us back from that is keeping us from unexpected blessings. Not just what we might expect when we obey, but unexpected blessings. And so there were some things that I learned um, about making the excuse, but I'm scared. And one of the things that I learned was indecision. My indecision was only heightening my anxiety. It was only making me more fearful. It was only making me more afraid. It was making me more anxious because I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing, right? I wasn't being obedient. And so when we are in that place where we know we need to maybe change something, it might be your job, it might be, you're in some relationships that aren't healthy. It may be transitioning to a new city, a new place. I don't know, but whatever it is, if you know that's what you're supposed to be doing and you're not doing it, it's only going to heighten the anxiety and keep you stuck. It's going to keep you kind of wavering right there in the middle of something when you know you're supposed to go a certain direction. At least that's what I found out. So that was one thing. Another thing that I learned was that when I did obey, when I did do what I knew I needed to do, then there was a freedom there. Freedom from what ifs, because now I didn't have to think about in my mind what is going to happen. What's this conversation going to be like? What's this going to be? Because now I was there, I knew. And so all of those anxious thoughts and those, fear, just we make up all kinds of stuff because we don't know. We have no idea what's coming, and we make up all kinds of stuff in our mind, and usually it does not turn out that way. But when I did what I was instructed to do, then there was a freedom from the uncertainty of what ifs. So, first of all, I had to get out of the indecision because that was only heightening my anxiety. And then I recognized that when I finally made the decision to make a decision and to follow what I was being instructed to do, then I was free from that uncertainty. So, obedience gives us that freedom from that uncertainty about what if or what's going to happen. Um, as I made that transition, I had to connect with people that supported me. And again, I got a response that was very encouraging from the person that I needed to talk to make this move. But I still needed a support system because I was leaving one group of people, one support system, and so I had to connect with other people that I knew were supporting me in my decision. And that may just be one or two people, and maybe just one person, but connect with the people that support you in your decision, not that are going to tell you, are you sure you should be doing that? Or, maybe you shouldn't have done that. That's not support. Because especially if you know you have heard the Lord and you know that you need to be making this shift, people are going to try to talk you out of it all the time. People will try to talk you out of what you are being instructed to do. That's why you don't need a lot of voices in your ear. You need to have that support system, those close connected people who are also connected to the Lord, praying with you to help you walk through to that next, whatever that next is, after you make that decision. And so I had to connect with that one person in particular, that helped me to kind of make that transition. So I had to get out of that indecision. When I got out of that indecision, then I was free from the uncertainty, but then I needed to connect with a support person or people to help me to really make the transition. Because even though once you make the transition or make the decision, you move into that transition stage where your things are still changing because you're going to something new, right? So after I connected with my support system, then I was able to have conversations with key people now in the new place where I was going. Okay. And I needed to have those conversations. And again, that just helped me to affirm, right? Knowing where I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to be doing. And again, it's part of the transition process, just making sure that, I knew the ins and outs of, this new place that I was in, and just feeling more comfortable there. It did mean again that there, wasn't some, you know, nervousness about being in a new place, but it did mean that I had information, right, that I needed to be there. And so I had conversations with key people. And then I moved forward. I walked it out. I walked it out. And that's what I needed to do. And I walked it out. And again, as I said, one of the greatest blessings that came out of that was that I met my husband. And so we can make the excuse a lot of times, I'm scared, but I'm scared, but I'm scared. You're going to be scared. Fear's not going anywhere. It's how you handle it. It's how you handle it. And getting around people who are going to help you, not negative Nancy. We don't need negative Nancy in our corner, right? Especially when we're dealing with fear. We need people that are going to help us to really pray it through, walk it out, move forward. And I was talking about this year, how we, all we're approaching the end of the year, and there were probably things this year that you wanted to do that you didn't do. And so now, maybe you're dealing with guilt because you didn't get it done, or fear because you wanted to do it, but you just didn't, you never took the step. It's still not too late. It is not too late. Get with the right people. First of all, get with the Lord. And I'm sure that, you've heard what it is you're supposed to be doing. You feel it, you sense it, you know it, but you just haven't done it. So get with the people that can help you to pray it through, to walk it out, to move to that next level. As I said, it could be a career, it could be moving out, dealing with relationships that are not healthy. It could be transitioning to a new place altogether. Whatever it is, you've got to make the decision. The first thing is that you've got to make the decision that you are going to move out of the place of fear, and you are going to move forward, and walk it out, whatever it is. And so I am doing a master class on tomorrow evening, Tuesday, October 25th, from 6:30 to 7:30, and it is called From Fear to Fierce. And we are talking about 5 ways to crush that fear. because that fear is going to keep telling you that you cannot move forward. That fear is going to keep putting roadblocks and hindrances in your way. And so I encourage you to join me for this master class where we talk about those 5 ways to crush that fear. And so I'm putting the link in the comments so that you can join me for that masterclass. And on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio and you will see masterclass on the schedule there, and you can register there. But let's go from this fear to being fierce, right? To being fearless and really moving forward. And the more that you conquer your fear, the more you will be able to conquer your fear. You get stronger, you get bolder, you get more courageous. And then those fears that come, because I said they are going to still come, you will have the tools and the capacity to be able to move past it into that place of blessing. And so I really, really encourage you to join me for From Fear to Fierce, 5 ways to crush your fear, tomorrow evening, October 25th, 6:30 to 7:30, 1 hour masterclass. So the link is there for you to register for the masterclass. And let's get moving so that we can get on the other side and receive that huge, huge blessing that's waiting there for you, that unexpected blessing that's waiting there for you, because um, the fear is only keeping you stuck, it's keeping you stagnant, it's keeping you where you are. And you know what? It's time to move. And I say, hey, let's move before 2022 ends. And let's go into 2023 with all of the power and the fire, right? That is meant for us. So I hope that you have been encouraged by this. Hope that you will join me tomorrow evening. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. Reflect on what we've talked about today, that when we don't move forward, when we're in indecision, we only create heightened anxiety. But when we move out of indecision and make a decision, we get free from our uncertainty. Okay. Use your support system. Talk to the key players as you make these decisions. And sometimes those conversations won't necessarily be easy because we could have a whole nother conversation here about setting our boundaries, right? But have those conversations and then walk it out. Just walk it out and see what God will do. All right. You have a great Monday, and I will see you next week for It's Monday Again. Dr. Michelle here, signing off.